So, is there a new king at 140 pounds? Who am I talking about? Well, Jack Catterall. Is Jack Catterall the man to dethrone and defeat the likes of Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez? Well, there is a good argument that Jack Catterall should actually be undisputed champion because in his first match with Josh Taylor, which is widely considered as a robbery, in which a lot of people, the vast majority of people, believe Jack Catterall clearly won, but didn't get the scorecard in his favour. It was a very scrappy affair, and I think in the end, the reason the first fight didn't go to Catterall, although I believe he won, I think it was because towards the end of the fight, he just catered off a little bit. He probably thought he'd done enough to win. Maybe took his foot off the gas a little bit, or maybe Josh Taylor started to come back into it a little bit. So that's probably why, he didn't get the judges' scores on the night. But he did drop Taylor. And, it was a real statement for an underdog victory / not victory. However, because it was officially a loss on his record, he didn't get the belts. And instead, Josh Taylor kept the belts, eventually losing to Teofimo Lopez. However, Catterall has done well for himself since. He hasn't lost. He's beaten Linares, who is like a good kind of gatekeeper fighter, a great world champion in his time. But in his old age, he's slipped off recently. He's lost quite a few in a row. But to champions, he lost to, Haney, and now he's lost to Catterall. I think he's lost about 4 in a row. So again, this was a fight that Catterall came through and looked good doing. So, why is no one talking about Catterall? Well, I think he needs one more statement win. And hopefully that win will be over Regis Prograis, a very well-respected fighter within the community. He's only lost twice. He had a real war with Josh Taylor, in which he gained a lot of respect. However, unfortunately, he did lose to Devin Haney recently. And it's so crazy for Devin Haney, because you can see the way a fighter can go from, like having it all to, now his stock is very low. Devin Haney knocked Prograis down. Basically, Floyd Mayweathered him the whole fight, did really well against him. Everyone was like, is this the new Floyd Mayweather? And then, he goes and gets dropped 3 times by Ryan Garcia. Doesn't want the rematch, and now his stock is really low. So, I think this will be a good coming-of-age fight for Jack Catterall, who you have to have a lot of sympathy for him in his career, right? That must be so painful, knowing that 90% of the public think you've won the fight, but you don't get the belt. You've got that L on your record when you don't think it's deserved. So you have to feel for him. But look, it seems like he's making steady steps in his career. He looked very good against Jack Catterall in his second fight, which he won. Some people think the scorecards were too wide. I had them correct personally. I thought Catterall was just clearly the overall winner. I thought he won most of the rounds. I don't think Josh Taylor did enough. He didn't drop him in the second fight, but it was a better fight. The first one was a bit cagey, a bit awkward. But the second fight, I think both men had a good go. And Catterall, for me, was the rightful winner. Does he have enough to defeat the likes of Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney? I don't know. Obviously, with Ryan Garcia, the last Englishman, I think even a southpaw, to come over and try and defeat Ryan Garcia was Luke Campbell. Obviously, Luke Campbell famously dropped Ryan Garcia for the first time, but unfortunately, Garcia stopped him in the later rounds with a pretty crushing body shot. Would a Jack Catterall fight be a repeat of that fight? I don't know. Again, it's hard to say until they've got in the ring, right? Obviously, Ryan Garcia he's a great fighter. His hands are so powerful. He's entertaining. He hits hard. He's got that kind of warrior mentality. He's a bit crazy. He's got kind of everything you want in a fighter that you can sell. So I think that would be a good fight. But I think Jack Catterall's got that fighter in him as well. Obviously, I'll talk about, you've got fighters and you've got boxers. You've got people who love a war, and then you've got people who love the art of boxing. I think Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is the ultimate example of that. Ryan Garcia loves a war. Devin Haney's a boxer. He loves to jab and move, doesn't get involved in tear-ups, which can be a good thing. You don't always want to make every fight a tear-up. And if you get brought into that, it can make you lose. So how do I think he would do against Ryan Garcia? I think Ryan Garcia probably beats him. I think with Devin Haney, it's a bit more of an interesting sort of like chess match. You've got 2 people who can box really well. Maybe I'll give Jack Catterall the edge just because he's got a bit more kind of fight about him. And his confidence will be super high. Obviously, Devin Haney's confidence will probably be super low if they were to go in right now. But yeah, So all in all, I think Jack Catterall is a very big name in the 140 division that no one is really talking about. And I think he'd have a good shot against Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. And Haney and Lopez, of course, who we haven't talked about. I think he'd give them all a good fight. You know, a better fight than Lopez's last opponent, who'd already lost about 6 or 7 fights. So I think Catterall is definitely a name to look out for in the 140-pound division. I guess his test will be, can he get through Regis Prograis? As I said, a respected fighter in the community. Only lost twice to Haney and Josh Taylor, 2 top names. Will Catterall be able to make his statement, or will he crumble? Will he be just a little bit off that world level? Was Josh Taylor just correct for him stylistically? Obviously, this week we saw Bam Rodriguez win. He looks so young. I can't believe that he's a boxer. He looks about 15. Obviously, he's got tattoos and a kid, but yeah, I can't quite believe he's a professional boxer. And obviously, Sonny Edwards as well this week won on the undercard of that. Apart from that, not too much has been going on in the world of boxing. Obviously, Dubois Anthony Joshua got announced, which is an exciting fight. Another great undercard thanks to the Saudis. Got the likes of Boatsi, Hutchinson, I think could be the best fighter on there. Hamza Shiraz is there. Liam Smith is back. Josh Kelly. Chamberlain, Turkey Al Sheikh's favourite fighter. So that was a huge announcement as well. That should be an exciting fight. I think it's a fairly equal fight actually, AJ Dubois. AJ, obviously he got rid of Volin, which was an impressive win, but I guess in Ghana you don't really count because he's an MMA fighter, but maybe that's me being harsh. And obviously Hellenius, not world level, so you don't count that too much as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that fight goes. And then obviously Daniel Dubois coming off a huge win against Hrgovic. Everyone who was saying the danger man of the division, Dubois wiped him out. You know, guy went 12 rounds with Zhang. Dubois wiped him out. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.